Hey, GH peeps, what's happening? It's your girl, Twerry Babes, coming at you with a late night review for Friday. It's Friday, guys. We made it. It is March 8th, 2024. Whoop, whoop, it's the weekend. Hey, whoop, whoop, it's the weekend. I'm excited. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited. I have nothing planned, but I'm still excited. Show enough, show enough. How was GHing for y'all? Any highs? Any lows? Any, oh my goodness, were they about to kiss? Was the, what? Yeah, there was some craziness happening in General Hospital today. I'll talk about my highlights as I talk about the show today, but as always, guys, please leave your highlights, comments in the comment section. I love to hear your guys' ideas, your plots, your theories about what's going on with the show, what you would like to see, what's going on with the show, what you're happy about, what you're not happy about, that kind of stuff. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like what you liking what you're eating, hit that subscription button. And if you like the content, hit that like button. The like button really does help, guys. It really does. And so does the subscription button too. But anywho, let's talk about General Hospital, because all the other stuff is whatever. So the show starts off, well, because guys, Dante is in ICU, which basically means he's still in critical care, which is a good thing, because when you're in ICU in the real life world, if you're in ICU, you have a lot more nurses to you, watching you, keeping an eye on you. It's because you're in critical care. And Chris and Alexis have showed up to support Sam, which she needs it, because my girl looking tough and rough. She tough. She holding herself up for Olivia and everybody else, but rough. And her, you can tell her insides is just she's just hurting. And she lets them know that they're getting him ready for, to get in his room ready while he's in the ICU, and then he will be able to have visitors soon after. And of course, Christina's like, well, what you're waiting for? I know you're just dying to see him. And Alexa's like, girl, come on. And she's like, oh, I mean excited. And Sam's like, I'm just waiting. I'm just pacing myself out. I really don't want to see him like that. And I'm like, who would? You know what I'm saying? She's been there. She knows he's made it. She knows what she's about to walk into. Sam's has experience in the hospital settings. And it's just unfortunate. She left Jason because she didn't want to deal with this kind of thing. And now she's dealing with this kind of, she's still kind of, even though Jason and Dante are two different ways, they both live very dangerous lives. And I feel like Sam, she felt like Dante was the safe one, and I think what's scaring her is that she's realizing that this is not safe. He's no more safer than Jason. I still love him. She still loves Dante. She ain't gonna leave him, but still. But yeah, she wants to wait. Because he's unconscious, and give herself a bit before she can see him like that. And as they're heading up to the elevator, Alexis hands her over a mommy gift bag, and I just loved it. She gave her toiletries, clothes, snacks, things that she wasn't thinking about, things that she need, to kind of freshen herself up, keep herself together. And Christina's like, snacks? Well, I am pregnant, and I'm like, oh, here we go with this. And then we're gonna at GH, the same little, around the nurses station, Anna's talking to Chase about, the stuff they've been fighting, whatever stuff they're fighting, and there was no mention of the dead guy. So I guess Jason got rid of the dead guy. Who knows? And that makes me wonder if each time Sonny had somebody shooting at him, did Jason get rid of that guy too? Because I can't see him. He can't keep making the person miss shots. You know what I'm saying? After a while, like this dude. He's like, you made me miss my shot. So I'm pretty sure he's been doing this all along. He's probably had to off the person that was supposed to go and kill Sonny, which means that I wonder how much time it will be before they figure out that Jason was actually helping Sonny. But I'm talking about a story that I shouldn't be talking about right now, because we're going to talk about Annie and John. So while yeah, she's Anna gives an update to Dante on Dante to John when he asks about him, and they discuss the new development, which is the Jason. Anna states that, well, John shows Anna the footage, and she's like, "What in the hell? He's alive?" And she's like, "Jason would never go against Sonny, so there's got to be something else going on." And John runs down, exactly what's been going down, and he's like, "We just need to find this man. We need to find him." And he's like, "Who would he be with? Who would he go to?" And she's like, "Well, Sonny's here, so that ain't gonna happen." And she looks at Sam and like, "Well, that ain't gonna happen." And then, "Oh, I know where he might be." And it's kind of funny because she forgot about another person. She where we all know where she went. But I would have been thinking Elizabeth too, though. I just wouldn't have automatically thought Carly. In fact, I probably would have thought Carly would be the last one, since Elizabeth and him are very close, and Elizabeth is a nurse. So I think that was a little bit, I don't know. I don't want to hate on the new writers coming in, and we still are getting mixture of new writer, old writer. So this is not completely new writer stuff. At least that's what I'm hearing. So I wonder if that's a little bit of the old writer, because I would, I'm not saying that. They try to make it soapy, but my natural choice would have been him going to Elizabeth, not Carly. And I still wonder if that might happen. We're gonna move along, because we're at when the girls go up to see Dante. Alexis runs into Diane, because Diane's looking for Sonny, because she needs to let him know some things. And Diane felt that Alexis might have been upset with her for not representing Finn. Not happy. And I kind of feel Diane on that, and the only reason why I do, and she even admits, because this is Finn, you really care about this person, is because she's getting so much trash from Gregory and anybody else that's in love with Finn. She's getting all trashed out for doing her job. And I love that Alexis tells her that. She's like, "Come on, girl, I might have been disbarred, but I know how lawyer. I know what lawyer do. Lawyers, this is a job for you. This is not, you're just not coming out here coming after Finn." So I liked how Alexis smoothed that out. Like, "Girl, come on, we girls for life. What are you talking about?" And then they then they started talking about because Alexis does say that she cares for Finn and Diane. They both mean something to her. But then they start talking about I want to know. I want to make sure. Oh, Alexis states that she cares for both. And Alexis continues that she was more upset by the fact that she couldn't represent Finn, and she misses mopping the floor with Diane in court. And I know I paused a little bit, but I wanted to make sure I got that part right, because that part was funny. Funny. Because Diane's like, "I don't think that's the way this word works. Mopping me? I mean, I don't even think it was that many times, you know what I'm saying, that you actually mopped me anywhere." And Alexis is like, "Oh, I remember the times." And I'm like, okay, so are we talking about getting Alexis back into being a lawyer? Because I'm with that. This whole entire Invader thing is just a bunch of, and her and Nina are going to come to blows. Especially if Nina does anything against Drew or Sonny. Alexis ain't going for that. But anyway, from her our DeWitt wit. Anyway, Diane says something about the lawyer field missing out on Alexis, and Alexis is talking about, well, the journalism field might be missing out on me too. And she's like, "What's going on?" And she tells her about how Nina hired DeWitt to do the gossip column, and it was supposed to be they consulting on this, and Alexis getting the final say. But Alexis feels like Nina just walked over her and hired the homeboy anyway, and she just got to grin and bear it. So I wonder if this is it's probably not going to be the straw that broke the camel's back. I think the straw that breaks the camel's back is when the initiative of bring down Drew and Sonny and Carly and anybody else starts to happen. That's going to be the straw that broke the camel's back. We will see. But I liked Alexis, and she said, "I'm not going to think Excuse me, guys. Oh, my goodness. I'm not going to think about this. I'm going to focus on my daughter and her situation right now. And Diane's like, well, it's okay to bitch about the boss. And I was like, oh, we starting to say cuss words on soap operas now. Okay, I mean, they have said cuss words before. And I just feel like the lingo has changed with the new writers. Like, don't y'all think that the actors seem a lot more relaxed? Like they've been told that we're about to get back to your normal selves. All this insanity is over. Your person's about to be honored. Because it seems like everybody's a little bit more relaxed. I don't know. It's like we've been, dating somebody that we didn't know for 10 years, and now they're all of a sudden they came back, and they're like, "Oh my God, where you been?" But yeah, I love seeing Diane's spunkiness, and the fact that we're going to see a lot more of her makes me happier. But anywho, Alexis basically misses being a lawyer, which we all knew, and we miss her being a lawyer too. We're gonna flip on over to Dante. They got my boy on a ventilator. I mean, it's a good thing because, he doesn't have to focus on certain things, so he can focus on healing. And it'd just be nice when he wakes up. And I wonder how long they're going to keep him out. Because honestly, if Jason was to get arrested for this, because it's like everybody's looking at Jason, except for maybe not everybody, but majority of people looking at Jason as the person who's done this. Well, Sonny's kind of off in. He said, he doesn't 100% trust Jason, and that's probably because of Carly. That has nothing to do with Dante. But anyway, I think Dante's going to only be the one that's going to have to wake up and say, look, Jason didn't do this to me. So it'll be interesting to see how long they keep Dante out in his sleep-like conscience or coma-like conscience. But Mom and Dad go and see him first, and then Chris and Sam. And Chris tells Dante about her grand opening and about how she was rooting for the Sox with one of the people at the bar, and how she kept thinking to herself, "Well, my brother is going to kill me because he's a Yankee fan." They say that people can hear you when you're talking to them when they're in this type of situation. So any type of stimulation is good, and that type of stimulation is actually good too because it's humorous. You know what I'm saying? And Christina is his sister. Sam, after she's steps aside, Sam just sits there holding her baby's hands in her hands and just praying, just want him to come in. Come on home, baby. Come on home. And we got Diane and Sonny, and they're talking about Diane got all his people out. They good. Of course, Diane's, she's the queen. And Sonny says Kate's she lets him know that John's probably going to still want to question him. And Sonny's not feeling Kate's at all. And he doesn't call him Jagger, oddly enough. But he says Kate's can wait till hell freezes over. His only concern is Dante. And he tells Diane that, because she asked about how he's doing, and he's like, he's so frail. He's so pale. And he's been so fighting. I just don't know if the fight's left in him. And she's like, boy, bye. John Dante been through worse than this. He got a lot of fighting in him. He gonna make it. Don't be sitting there giving up on my boo. And when Diane asks Sonny how is he doing, he tells her that he just, wants to take out the person who hurt his son. And I'm like, well, Jason actually already killed the guy who shot Dante. So once again, he handled the people that hurt your son. You remember when Jason took out the guy who hurt Michael? And you were like, I wish I could have did it. And Jason actually did it. But now this time, when the guy that almost unalived your other son, Dante, you wish you could have did it. Once again, Jason did it. We all know Jason's a real hood. Okay, I'm just talking. Let's move along. Because I was told when listening to Mrs. Lydia on James Lott's Live today, and I hope you guys go check out his interview. James Lott Jr., JLJ, did an interview with Miss Selena Wooyah, and it was everything. Okay, first of all, I just love Lydia. Okay, it was everything. Y'all gotta go check it out. Y'all got to go check it out. It was everything. Okay, sorry. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, so Jason finally took care of that too. So Sam and Sonny meet outside of Dante's room, and he's asking her how's Dante. He asks her how Dante's doing. She's like, he's doing good. I just had to walk. I had to take some steps because she's going crazy. She's in her head right now. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, I can't do anything. I can't help him. And Sam is a lot like how Carly was describing. She's more of a, let's run and fix it. Let's figure it out. Let's do this. And having Dante like this has got to be the worst for her. It really does. And Sonny like, well, you do look a little rough. You want to go home and rest? And she's like, thanks, Sonny. Thanks. Yeah. You can go home and rest, old man. He's like, I think I'm gonna stay here. So she goes back and holds her boo-boo's hand. And he stands there watching his baby through the window. And I'm just like, damn. They better not let nothing happen to Dante. I will be so pissed if that happens. Oh my goodness. And Dante has been, me and him have been back and forth in our relationship, man. There was times when I was like, when he turned Michael in, I was so mad at him for that. I was so mad at him. And then when that crap happened to Michael, I was even madder. And when he cheated on Lulu, my heart was broken. Like, how could you do that? We were supposed to be together forever. But but then pretty curly locks make you fall right back in love with him. And I hope when they do bring him back, they can put the dye back in his hair so he can get his, he ain't that old. He don't need to look like that. I know, guys, that's not what I should be worried about. But come on, maybe that man should be having some don't be gray or something. We're gonna move over to the Quartermains, and we got Mike pacing the house, and he's saying how he should be at the hospital, and I'm trying to figure out why he ain't at the hospital. Why? That is your brother. Guys, can y'all help me with this? Why isn't Michael Quartermain at the hospital supporting his brother? Why is he sitting there pacing the floor with Willow talking, and she talking about, well, no matter what happens, if anything happens, we'll have somebody watch the kids and we'll run up there. Girl, I don't need nobody to watch these kids. You watching these kids. I'm going to be with my brother. I was very disappointed that Michael's ass was sitting there pacing the floor when he should be up there with his brother. Christina, everybody else up there. That just looked bad. And I don't like how they're drawn. Are they trying to draw the family down in the middle now that Jason's back? Because that's going to piss me off. Michael and Dante have been close, and they've been through hell together. Remember when after the whole entire thing with Dante turning him in? That's who Michael was with. That's who Michael was staying with. His big bro. When Jason was trying to take Dante out for the whole entire situation, don't you take him out. That's my bro. That's my bro. So why isn't Michael but there? That just, Anyway. Willow lets him know that the nurses are sending her updates about what's going on with him. So she's, she's doing her, her diligence. And I'm still sitting here like, and he should be still sitting there with his bro. He could almost died, and you ain't even in there saying anything, no positive words to him. And Willow's like, well, he can feel your energy from here. And I'm like, you a sap. Michael, you is a sap. Weren't you just at the gym with your brother begging him to get you and your dad back together? Now your brother's fighting for his life and you can't even come in there and hold his hand? And I don't want to hear anything about, well, he didn't run into Sonny. Who gives a damn? That's his brother. Oh, I'm so disappointed in Michael Corinthos, Quartermain, whatever the hell he want to call himself. And then he there with, I got a lot of not great things to say about this storyline. I'm just going to say that right now. So, Dex and Josh show up. And Michael thanks Joss and Dex for helping Dante, and they tell him about what happened, about how Dante was propped up, and about how the person tried to save Dante's life. And Michael thinks that it's possible that the shooter helped Dante because he knows him. He does. Not the shooter, though, but he does. The person who saved his life does. And Joss states that the only person that really saved Dante's life was the first responder, was Jason. I was happy to hear that because everybody kept saying how Dex and Joss saved his life. Dex and Joss saved his life. Yeah, they did help him when his pulse stopped, but Chase was there then. Wasn't Chase there then when the pulse stopped? I can't remember. I thought Chase was there when the pulse stopped. I mean, Chase was probably not really helpful anyway, so what does it matter? But I love the fact that Joss was like, no. What saved his life was that person calling 911. Because if they had to call 911 when they got there, pretty sure Dante would not be here. So that call, that first call was, I agree, it did do it. The fact that he did give him a good pressure wraps work, guys. A properly placed pressure wrapped work. And yes, they teach us military soldiers that. Which is why Dex knew what it was. And even though they're not really soldiers, as an ex-military, I can say that that is not exactly what we would like to use, but we're told to use whatever we can to stop the bleeding and to apply pressure to the wound area. Moving along. Willow states that it's possible that the person was a good Samaritan. Well, yeah, Jason is in some ways. Joss, the killjoy of all killjoys, says one last time, and when she says one last time, because they're talking about everybody's there to see Dante, Christina and Olivia and all of them, she's like, yeah, for one last time. I wanted to punch. I ain't gonna say that, Eden. I love you, girl, but we don't need Jax. We don't need Jax because we got Jaxina. Little Joss ain't nothing but Jax. Is that every time she talks, it just sounds like Jax is coming out her mouth. Like she is the female epitome of Jax. I mean, she got some smidgens of her mother, but she is all the way Jax. Yeah, don't believe me? You see how Jax used to talk to Sonny, Jason, everybody else. Jax always thought he was better than everybody else. And he was just as crooked, but he was white collar crooked. So he thought he was still better than Jason and Sonny. That's probably why I didn't like Jax, because he always had to stick up his ass like his daughter. I said it. I love Eden. Nothing to do with her personally. I'm talking about the character. Stick way up in her ass. And I'm telling you right now, when Dante wakes up and everybody's all back in the family, I want to see her sitting outside the screen talking about, but I hate you still, Sonny. I want her to be way far on the screen while the whole entire family is celebrating together. She don't deserve to be at the party when the family celebrate together. You don't like the father, you don't need to be there. Debbie freaking Downer. Moving along. And then she blames Sonny again. I know he's got a dangerous job and you know what? Might have some emphasis to that. But every time, Joss, every time, I tell you guys, she is her father's child. They are playing her to, she is definitely Jocelyn Jax. She's Jaxina. I want to start calling her Jaxina because she just acts like every time she come out of her mouth, all I hear is Jax talking. Like she's reading his script or something. Mike tells Joss that Sonny is hurting. This is his son. And she's like, you want me to, take one for the family? He says, no, I just want you to realize this man's hurting. You're talking about this man's son. She still don't get it. And Willow's like, well, maybe. And I don't like how the fact that they were all trying to blame Sonny for this. Sonny was just trying to do what he's running around, but he wouldn't be running around acting crazy if Michael hadn't stabbed him in the back, hiring Dante to spy on him. This would not be happening if the person in the room that ain't seeing his brother or that's on the floor and that's in the hospital room, if he hadn't been playing those games, Sonny would be more trustworthy to his family and working with everybody, and he wouldn't be running around chasing shadows. So Jocelyn needs to be looking at her big brother if she wants to blame somebody for this whole entire terribleness. Jeez, I'm so tired of everybody just glossing over stuff. But anyway, Willow tells Joss that she's covering her fear for anger for Sonny. And Joss agrees and feels that maybe, when they were doing CPR, they did something wrong. And she's giving crazy, real CPR to a person with chest wounds. That does come into your head. How I could be hurting this person. But what people don't understand is every time you do that breath and you do a chest compression, you're getting oxygen to the brain. You're getting oxygen to the heart. You're getting the blood. I don't know if we get the blood. Okay, that's wrong. But you're getting oxygen to places that need to be getting oxygen to. You're giving that person a chance. Yes, the best CPR does include sometimes breaking ribs. In fact, I've been told if you haven't broken a rib, you ain't doing CPR. You know, you got to go hard. You got to go heavy. You got to do yeah, I'm not going to turn this into a CPR class. But I have heard people say that sometimes they felt like they hurt the person more because now then they're hearing all the other parts they have from the broken ribs and stuff like that. And I've had to explain to patients that have coded when they tell me, well, my ribs got broken. They did something to me. I'm like, no, that was CPR. They saved your life. That's where I get that from, guys. I've you know, they'll come and tell me, oh, well, they did it. Well, yeah, they saved your life. They said I got bruised and ribs and stuff. They saved your life. So, Willow and Joss leave to check on Amelia, and Dex is talking about leaving still because him and Joss' lives are so different. And Michael's looking at him like, well, I want you to stay. And I'm just so tired. I want them to get on the boat. That little family, get on the boat and just go flying somewhere. Just go somewhere. We need, and they can bring in some way more interesting characters because nobody in that house is interesting. Wiley, Amelia, Willow, Michael, Joss, and Dex. They can just take a cruise for a couple of months. They can bring in somebody else. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm so upset with Michael for not sitting there being by his brother and checking on his brother, not coming to the hospital. And I'm so tired of Joss. Always the first thing she says is, and on time, I mean, she said this before, but ever since she got that, you know, wang bang bangalang named Dex, that's it, Dex, Dex, I'm tired of hearing, Sunny, it's Sunny, and then all of a sudden, Sunny can help us. I can call Sunny. Moving along. And like I said, I'm not hating on the character. I'm not hating on the person. I'm talking about the character. I'm not talking about Eden. I'm talking about Joss. Joss is not Eden's not Joss. Just the character. Moving along, we're going to talk about Ava and Sunny. Is this my last one? No, it's not my last one. These two is playing the kiss and dance heat game. It was so much heat in that room. I'm surprised. I think the only reason why Olivia didn't feel it, because she's very tuned to stuff like that, is because the Dante situation. Because if this was not a Dante thing, she would have came in the room like, what the hell is going on here? They all up on each other, breathing, smelling each other's breath. Sunny smiling and shit. And then they end up hugging. An awkward hug. And then they have an awkward move. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, what are you sorry for? And then she smiles. And I'm like, oh, jeez. It's about to go down, baby. He was smiling hard at Ava. Even when he left to go see his son, he turned around and smashed them pearly whites at her again. I was like, Sonny, you dog, you. Honey, I'm sorry. Back in the day, I would have been one of them, girl. Knocked off because he was so fine. I'm keeping it real. I'm a woman. I'm going to keep it real. Oh, shoot. But I know he only likes the blondes. So, where was I at? Let me see. And before the awkwardness starts again, after the hug, they start looking at each other awkwardly again, smiling at each other like, this is so weird. It's like, I could just see how, you know, this is so weird. Why am I liking her all of a sudden? Oh my God. And she's like, oh, my heart is opening to Sunny Corinthos. Oh God, I'm freaking out. But Ava was down. Y'all seen that. Everybody's seen it. Ava was down. Sunny he just needed a little push. Like if Ava just would have came and just, it would have been on. It would have been on. But Ava was down. Anyway, and I think that's why she does what she does. I'm gonna get to the story. So Liz comes in to tell Sonny that Dante made it through surgery. Our baby made it through surgery. Let's go see him. And as they're leaving to see Dante, Nina strolls in. Nina's like, I heard what happened. Is Dante okay? She's like, yeah, he made it through the surgery, girl. We're about to go see him now. My goodness, we're so happy. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. And then she just stands there. and Olivia's like, we're going to see him now? And Sonny just walks past, like, kind of like, doesn't push, but just, like, Nina ain't even there. Which is why I laughed at this whole entire Nina and Ava conversation. And I was just like, remember when Nina says, I would never grovel. It's not groveling, but it's grovelish. How about that? Y'all happy with that word, grovelish? It's grovelish, okay? Where was I at? Oh, so when they all walk off, she asks Ava, well, what's going on? And I'm like, well, they just kissed. And they probably almost had sex on the couch or, a little pulpit, had a little pulpit sex. I don't know. You almost missed out. Olivia almost messed up then. I don't know. I'm loving it. Ava tells her everything, but not everything. Like, who may be behind this? I was shook. I was shooken when I seen that Ava stopped mid-sentence and not even just mid-thought, and didn't tell Nina who was after this, who was behind it. She just like didn't. I was surprised because she normally just when it comes to Nina. Not that Nina could do anything about it, but Ava tells her everything, but not everything. And she used to, and when Nina's like, well, why are you? What do you mean we? Why there's a we? And Ava's like, well, I am partial member of the Jerome family. I am about this life. I do know, about it. I am, fluent in mob language. And Nina plays it smart. And we don't know where Nina's real brain is thinking. She could just be manipulating Ava. Who knows? Who knows with these two? Or she could really be like, I love you. And I shouldn't say I love you. She's, well, anything could happen to Sonny, and I just don't want to think about losing you. And anything could happen to you. And I don't want to lose you. And they hug. And Ava's like, damn, I'm about to... And here I was about to do your man on this pulpit. Nina says her marriage ain't in the best shape. And I'm like, girl, what marriage? He was about to throw her up on that pulpit. What are you talking about marriage? Do you have no marriage? The only marriage you have, Nina, is in your head. In your head, baby. It's in your head. And Ava knows it. Where was I at? She used to be in this friend, so she gives Nina a pin there. She talking casual. Nina freaking out. Nina tells Ava she hug. Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, guys. She loves him, and I love him. My husband. She reminded me of one of those girls that ain't never been married before, and all they kept talking about, my husband, my husband, my husband. Y'all all know them one folks that ain't never had nothing before, and they just sit here and talk about it all the time, and they just keep using that word over and over again. Oh my God, my husband, or my wife, my husband, my husband, my husband, my husband. And you're just like, she says one more time, I'll punch her. One more time. That's how many times... I don't know. I should have counted how many times Nina said her husband, but she was getting on my nerves with that one. But anyway, Ava don't tell her who's behind it, and Nina wants to know who's trying to kill my husband. And I'm like, why, Nina? What you gonna do? Write an article? Do a gossip column about it? Call the police? Police is already after him. So what you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Mrs. Nina, that nobody else can do? I just gotta know. No, Sonny wants you outside of the fence, and that's where you belong. And I was proud of Ava for she did that for Sonny. Ava don't tell her, but she But she love. Oh, I said Ava don't tell her nothing, but she sure does love saying, well, we. I think she said we. Just a little too much time for Nina. You know what I'm saying? Nina like, wait a second. Nina feels Sonny needs her, whether he admit it or not. He needs me. He's my husband. He needs me. And she wants Ava to help her with her husband. And they declare their friendship, loyalty, and generosity. And Ava says she's going to help with Sonny. And I'm going to help you come up with a plan. And Nina's like, well, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that this feeling that he has for me is going to fade the longer we stay away from each other. And I'm like, well, that's called not real love. Because real love doesn't fade no matter where you go. Doesn't fade. You love that person forever. It might not be the intensity that it was. Might be if it's real love. But you love that person forever. So Nina needs to learn a story about love, because she's afraid that the longer they stay apart, it's almost like he's gonna lose. I'm gonna lose control. My power, my woo, my hoodoo that I put on him is gonna wear off if he stays too far from me. I was like, that sounds weird. And then, or he'll move on with somebody else. Okay, guys, when she said that and Ava flashed to their almost kiss dance, I was like, it's already over. It's already over. I'm sorry. If Ava didn't feel anything at all, she wouldn't have had that flashback. She wouldn't have thought about the last time somebody moving on with somebody else, and she like, and then they hug again, and Ava like, oh damn, I guess I'll put my heart aside for you, loser. I don't know why, girl. You better go ahead and smack that smackety smack. Sonny ain't gonna want her right now. You can do all you want to. All you gonna do is piss him off. Because the one thing Sonny don't like is being manipulated, honey. Moving along, Ava gonna miss out on her opportunity. I don't know, guys. I kind of want the Ava and Sonny thing now. You know what I'm saying? It was a little, even though it was like, it wasn't fire. It was like electricity. It was like electricity was in that room, just static electricity. It was just going crazy. So now we're going to move to Carly's place, guys. And Carly comes home and sees what? She sees Jason. And Jason, is it you? And it's me. Is it really you? It's really me. And then she runs to him. Oh my God. Let me tell you how mean these people have been to me. Oh, shit. Carly's like, you came back. And he's like, I'm so sorry that it took so long. So she's like, why are you dressed like that? What is going on? What is going on? Are you bleeding? And he's like, the bullet passed through. I'm okay. She's like, I gotta, what did she say? I gotta get a first aid kit. But then she doesn't want to leave and it made sense. She was afraid if she left, he was going to disappear. And she couldn't deal with that, because then she would have to think that was in her head. And it's obvious that Carly still very much loves Jason. Even though she's with Drew, she still loves Jason. I will give it to her. There was no kissing. No. So maybe there is, I got a man. But I want you too. I want you more. I don't know how they going to work this one out. But it's going to be weird seeing how this going to come together. But, he promises that he's going to stay till she gets back, and she runs and goes and gets it. But Jason doesn't look good, y'all. He looked like he about to pass out or die. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know the bullet went straight through, but he's lost a lot of blood. He's been sitting there. He got shot, stayed there till Dante got taken care of. Oddly enough, he didn't have no blood at the scene, none of his blood at the scene. That was weird. But because he's bleeding, so there should be droplets of blood on the scene, right? From his blood too. Yeah. If he's bleeding, there should be blood on the scene. But anyway, it's the soap opera. We'll let it go. But where was I at? I'm just gonna say. Let me stick to the story, and I'll just wander off later. Yeah, but this doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. So she cleans and disinfects his wound, and she wishes she could have called. Oh my gosh, guys, this was. She wished she could have called Bobby to help her and tell her what to do. And he's like, no, please don't call Bobby, because I don't want to get cussed out. Just that's not what he said, but he's like, no, don't call Bobby, don't do that. And she's like, well, I can't. Bobby passed, and he was like, she died. She was like, yeah, and she just passed away. So Carly's starting to get full frontal, with tears again. And that's when there's a knock on the door. And it's Anna Devaney and John. And Carly goes to the door. And she's like, what's up? And she asked him, did something happen to her? Because she's like, well, I need to come in. Can I talk to you? And Carly's like, well, did you hear about what happened with Dante? She's like, yeah, I did. But what's going on? What? She said, well, we know we have a suspect. We might have a possible suspect. And Carly's like, oh, okay. And then they come in and she's like, okay, is this about my kids? Something wrong with my kids? And they're like, no, nothing wrong with the kids. Nothing that we know. Everybody's fine. But I think you need to sit down for this. And she's like, sit down? What are you talking about, sit down? Is something going on with my family? She's like, no, nothing's going on with your family. And that's when Ava tells her that Jason's alive. And, of course, Jason is oddly enough still hiding in the hallway. I'm like, isn't there a secret door? Don't y'all have a panic room? These are rich people. Where is the panic room? Jason should be in the panic room chilling till they're gone. Why are you even in the hallway, bro? That don't even make no sense. Carly plays it to the fucking T, though. They show her the proof. They got her from Spinelli. She keep playing like she don't know. And they like, well, we want to search your house. You want to search my house for Jason? I just found out he's alive. You know what? I'm not even sure if I believe you. I'm not even sure if Spinelli gave you that video. You know what? No, y'all can't search my house. In fact, go call my lawyer. And then John's like, well, we got a warrant. And Anna's like, yeah. Well, she didn't say yeah, but she's like, and I'm like, wait. Well, let me see the warrant then. I myself, since all of a sudden you got a warrant in the middle of the night to search a person's house, and you really don't have, there were so many houses that you could have went to other than mine. Sonny's, Elizabeth's, she's a nurse. You know what I'm saying? They would have to show me the warrant while Jason looks for the panic room. And I hear that Jason gets arrested. And I don't get that at all. I mean, I hope he don't get arrested at Carly's. And this is why. I hope he at least makes it to Elizabeth's. I don't know why he didn't go there in the first place. To be honest with you, she's the nurse. It would have made more sense that Jason went to Elizabeth's because she's a nurse and she could save him. But maybe we gonna figure it out. We gonna figure it out, guys. We gonna see. We ain't gonna figure it out, but we gonna see. We gonna see what's going on. But I hope they don't bust him at Carly's. I hope they do a blindness search and don't find him there and he's gone. And he's on his way to Elizabeth. That's if he can make it. If he can't make it, they'll probably bust him at at Carly's. But anywho, it's gonna be a real interesting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Because if they do show that he gonna get arrested, so it's gonna be interesting if with Sonny gonna, because Sonny's still 1 foot in and 1 foot out as far as if J-Dog's responsible for Dante or not, and they really don't have actual evidence that he did it, just that he was at the scene. But like I said, it's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm gonna wrap this up because I keep saying that over and over again. Obviously, I'm getting tired. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for this time frame. I hope you guys have a great and amazing weekend. I look forward to hanging out with you guys on Monday. Sleep well, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah. And yes, guys, we will be getting back to the lives real soon. Real soon. Promises.